Today we are going to cover this validation and substitution. This is again important topic from the interview standpoint. They will ask you what's the difference between the validation and substitution. So first of all, we'll discuss the validation. What validation is going to do actually it is a standard functionality given by the SAP that it is going to validate your data. This functionality will validate the data entered by the user if he has entered something which is beyond his authorization limit or beyond his role, and also it is going to uh, it will lead to some wrong entry. So what this functionality, this validation will do, so it will stop that user to do the posting. So yes, we know that we can make a use of the field setters if we have made that field setters required. So the user has to give the information for that mandatory field. But if for that particular mandatory field, if user is giving the wrong information, because anyways if we will enter the information for the required field, so anyways it is going to accept, because if we will enter anything, so that will get accepted, and system will allow you to do the posting. But at the same time, how we can make sure that the data entered by the user in that required field is valid or not? So that can be validated through this validation. So if in the backend we can give some instruction that okay, if this is a data entered by the user, then accept it. Otherwise, give the error message. Give him the warning message. Give him the informative message so that he will enter the correct data. That is the use of the validation. It is saying that validation is used to perform the checks on the data entered by the user in order to protect and prevent the wrong entry or erroneous posting, since the data is validated before you do the actual posting. So again, this type of question may be asked in the question, the interview, that validation will work after the posting or before posting. This validation will work before the posting, because it will stop you to do the posting. So that is the reason you will not be able to take it forward, and before posting it is going to give that error message if that condition will fulfill. Then it is saying that only validation is accepted, whereas substitution is different. So how the substitution is different from the validation? It is saying that substitution is used to either fill the fields that were left blank or change the entries in the field filled by the values different from those defined in the substitution rule. So it is saying that sometime it may happen that the user the user is not entering some of the fields, and again at the same time those fields are important from the management standpoint for the reporting purpose. So and also the user is entering the old account number, but now the old account needs to be replaced with the new account number, because in the reporting it will give some problem. That is the reason we want those users who are not aware that now that account number has been changed, so it should be replaced with the new number. So for these types of requirement, we have the substitution. So what the substitution will work? It is saying that all those fields which were left blank, so and also those fields against which we have given the values, but those values are different from the values we have entered under the substitution. So what will happen after the posting? After the posting, so those values will be auto filled by the system. Those values will be replaced by the system. That is the reason it is called substitution. Why? Because it is going to substitute your value you have entered before the posting, and after the posting, it will get changed under the substitution rule. So again, this may be asked that okay, this substitution will work before the posting or after the posting. It will work after the posting. Now, the next question they may ask you that okay, what are the follow-up points? So where we can activate this validation and substitution. So we can validate this substitution and this validation at 3 points. We have three follow-up points. We can activate this validation and substitution at document header level, document line item level, and we can also validate, or we can use this validation and substitution for complete document. for header as well as line item. Then it is saying that in the system, if you have created the validation and if you have created the substitution, but you have not activated that validation and substitution rule, then system will not able to take the instruction under the validation and substitution. So if we have created any rule that is the validation or substitution, either work, so that should be activated as well. So it is saying that what are the steps we have. Again, this may be asked in the interview that how many steps are we have in the validation and in the substitution. We have three steps in the validation, and what are these three steps? So we have first as a prerequisite, we'll give some data parameters will be given, and those parameters will be checked by system. If that condition is true, if that condition will fulfill or it is true, then system is going to give you the message. Now again, it depends that what type of message it is. If it is a error message, it is an informative message, it is a warning message. Then in the substitution, how many steps are involved? In the substitution, two steps are involved. First, the parameter will give some basic information. If the system will find that basic information, then system is going to replace the field which we have suggested under the replace step. Then again, it is saying that these things, validation and substitution can be done through the transaction code GGB0 and OB28, whereas this substitution we can use with the help of transaction code GGB1 and OBBH. And what we have in the validation, it is saying that now we need to create the validation rule. So as I just shared with you, we have been given transaction code GGB0 through which we can create this validation. So let's create the validation. We can have this application area. We have been given these application area where we can apply the validation. So we can go to the financial accounting. In the financial accounting, where you want to apply this validation, if you want to apply it header, line item, or complete document. So I want to apply it in the line item, and you will be able to see some of the validation rule we have already in the system. But if you want to create the new one, so what do? You can keep the cursor on any one and then click on the validation button. You need to click on the validation button, and system is going to ask you the validation name. So always it has to be started with the alphabet because it will not take here the digit. So here it has to be started with the alphabet. Let it be F586 underscore 86. So this is the validation rule we have for the company code 2186, and basically what we are trying to validate here, we are trying to validate the amount entered, which is entered by the user. So if for a particular account number, if in a particular company code and in that account number under a particular document type, so if that is beyond the limit, that is beyond a permissible limit, then what will happen, system will stop that user to do the posting. System will not post or accept that entry, and it is going to give a error message or a warning message, whatever the message type we apply. So let it be a warning, a error message. So system will give a error message, and what type of text you want to write in that error message, you can also mention in the message information. So here we want to have a validation, and this validation is related to the amount limit. So if we will give a amount limit, that okay, if it is beyond that amount limit and user is entering that data, then system should give us a error message. So how it is possible? So first we need to create this validation rule, and after that we can click on the save option. It will come on the left side. We can see here we have the validation rule. It is F586. Now we need to click on this arrow button, and we need to click on the step button. This is the step button. Now you can just see we have been given the step number 001, and under the step number 001 we have been given the prerequisite check, and we have been given the message. Let's go to the prerequisite. So how this prerequisite will work? As I just shared with you, we'll have the two important table. One is the BKPF and we have the BSEC, because system is going to get the information from your BKPF table and from your BSEC table. We have been given one more table, that is a ABAP system field. So these are those fields which are not standard. So these are the standard field we have under the BKPF and under the BSEC table. So some custom fields are there, so that you will be having only for some particular client, that you have some you have some customized field. So those field you can, for those field you can go to the third option, that is a structural system, that is the ABAP system fields. Now if my fields are from the standard table only, so we can go to the BKPF and we can double click on this. Now what are the fields we want to choose? So we need to double click on this and system will take us to the detail. So double click on this. Now you can just see system is just showing you those field names. Okay, if you remember that e-date is coming, ARCID is coming, and you can also find out the description. Okay, so here we can find out the information for the document type. You can just see it is BLAR, then we have the text, we have the document date, we have the branch ID, and so on and so forth. We have the posting date as view dart, then we have the document status, company code you can see here, book RS. Now it is saying that whatever the rule you want to have, so you need to select that particular field and you can create your rule. So here I want to create a rule that for a particular company code, let's say it is 2186 under a document type SA, and we have the GL, it is let's say 400 100. So there is a limit of amount entry, and where how we can put it. So we need to go to the first company code. You can double click on the company code. So what is my company code? You need to enter with that for which company code you want to make this rule. So I want to make this rule for my company code. Now which is the company code? Just a minute. I can just undo this. So here we can again have that book RS. Okay. So it is saying that after this you will see here this status button will get activated, which means that the system is expecting that you need to use this button because system doesn't know that which company code you want to search for. You need to give the information that yes, click on the is equal to button, click on this status, and you need to click on the is equal button. Okay, I want to search for my company code 2186. So I want to create a rule for the which company code. You need to click on this constant button. Constant means you need to give some constant information, a fixed information. So it has to be 2186. Now in the 2186 company code, what next system is going to find out? System will find out the document type. So you can just see here, we can't see the document type. What do? You can search it for the document type. You see here, we have been given the document type. Click on this. Like we can search for the document type. Here we have the document type. It is the document type, and we can find out the technical name as BLART. Okay, so we can now it is saying that you can't have it simply like mention the company code. You need to have a combination, and for the combination, either you use and or. So let's have here and. Now once again you can select this document type. So what document type you want to put this rule on that document type. So let it be the document type is equal to which document type? If it is SA, KR, KZ, KA, DR, DZ, GP, ZV, which document type you want to put it here? Let it be the document type as SA. And again, we can press the end option and my GL. So for the GL, we have a technical name as HCon. We can search for the HCon. So this is my GL. So GL number is equal to is GL number is click on the constant, it is 400 100. In my GL 400 100 I want to make this rule, and what is the rule? Now we can go to the check option. So system is going to check the amount. So that amount you will have, where you will have this amount in your line item. And for the line item, which table you can refer? You can refer the table name BSEC. So double click on this. It will show you all the fields available under the BSEC table. Now for the amount, we have the technical name as BR, WRBTR, WRBTR. Actually, here we have the WRBTR, that is the line item amount we have. So we can double click on this, and here it is saying that if this amount is more than or less than. So here we have been given the button for the more than and less than. So we want to maintain here that if the amount is more than, then system will trigger the error message. So here for the more than, we have this button. Okay, this arrow we have. So here we can select this arrow button, this one. Now, if the amount is more than how much? So here you need to give the amount. If it is more than constant, click on the constant button. So if the amount is more than 1000, then what will happen? System will give the error message. System will give the error message. So where you want to store that message, you need to go to the message option. And if you can just see here what type of message it is going to be. If it is a message error message, if this is a message type error, warning or information message, or a cancel message. So we can have here the error message, that is E. Then after that we need to choose a message class. So by default system has taken the class as the Z1, and after that you need to click on the maintain messages. So you can just see these are the messages already in the system. We want to go to a message number which is a free number where we can give the text. So now you need to click on the free number. You click on the button next free number, and the next free number is 040. You need to double click on this, and you need to click on this option maintain in the original language. So which message you want to get written here? So I want to write here the message that in GL 400 100 amount limit is only only 1000 USD. 1000 USD. So that is the limit we have entered, and we can go to the menu. In the menu we have the go to option. In the go to option you have been given the option of translation. So by default system is taking the language as a German language. We need to translate into the English language because we want that message to be shown in the English language. So you need to go to the translate option, and after that you need to go to the option translate from original to target language, which is English. Click on the enter button. Now here again in that yellow line, you need to mention your English message which you want to get populated, and after that save it. Click on the save option, then you can go back, and again you can go back. Save this message. Now it is saying that this message number you need to put it here. What was the message number? It was 40. 40 was the message number, and you can see here your text is coming, and we can save it. Click on the save option. Now we have created this validation rule, and we need to activate this validation rule. How we can activate it? So as I just shared with you, for the activation we have been given the transaction code which is OB28. Activate the validation, and we can do it with the help of transaction code OB28. Let's have the transaction code OB28, enter, and now we can click on the new entry button, give the company code ID which is 2186, give the column point. Actually we have maintained this validation at a second column point which is the line item, and after that we need to select the validation rule we have created. We have created the validation rule as F5 underscore 86. We can mention that validation rule that it is going to check the amount limit, and after that we can activate it. So for the activation we need to enter here the code as 1. We can enter here the code as 1. We can actually another activation code is 2, but again that will not go for the that will not work for the batch jobs. For background jobs it will not work, so we want to have the one which will be applicable for any type of job, it is manual or background job. Now we can click on the save option, and now your validation rule is activated. Now we can check it. How to check it? For this we'll do the test entry. We'll have a unit, we'll have the unit testing, and for that unit testing you will go to the transaction code F-02, and you will do the test posting. So let's have the date as today's date. It is 17th of July 2020. Here we have the company code ID as 2186. We have the currency as USD, and after that we can give here the GL. So let's have the GL as 400 100. Press enter button. You need to give the amount. So now I will be giving here the amount. It is, let's say, 1001, and the business area is 2186, and then we have the amount as this is what the text we have: salary paid to cash account. Enter. Now you can just see your validation has triggered, and system has shown you this message that in this GL you have a limit of 1000. Now, if I try to give the amount less than 1000, because we have given a condition of 1000. So if we give the amount which is less than 1000, so how it is going to work? Now you can just see system has taken us to the next line item. So which means that this amount has been accepted. So up to triple line system will accept, and more than that it will not accept. So here you can save it. Now if I apply the same rule in some other GL, let's see if it will work or not. So we have another GL that is 400 200, where I will be again have the amount as 1001, and I will have the text as wages paid to cash account. So in this GL it will work, like I mean to say it will not stop us. Why? Because that validation we have created for the GL, it is 400 100, not for this GL. Okay, so that is the reason system will not stop us. Application code is VGB1, and you can select your application area as a financial accounting, because the substitution rule can be applicable to all these financial applications. We can go to the financial application. This substitution rule, as I just shared with you, it can be applicable to all these application areas, but we'll go to the financial application area. And within this, we can go to the, as I just shared with you, the column point we have for the validation. There are three column points. We have header, line item, and complete option. Same way, for your this substitution also, you will have three column point: header, line item, and complete option. So where you want to apply this substitution rule, accordingly we can do the configuration. So let's go to the line item. Within the line item, we can create a substitution rule, and the substitution rule says that we have some input while, or the system is going to populate some value from the data we are going to input in the substitution. What is that? Let's find out. We can keep the cursor on this line item, and after that we can click on the substitution button. Here we need to give the ID for the substitution. As I just shared with you in the validation, we have to start with the alpha. Here also we need to start with the alphabet. So let's have here the substitution ID we will have here. It is, let's say, branch code. We want to get drive. Actually, we have one of the field in the layout that is called the branch code, so that I want system to drive automatically as and when we do any posting. So let's have here the branch code we have for 2186. This is what. So we want this branch code should be updated by the system while doing the posting. While doing the posting, while doing the GL posting, I would say GL posting, and after that we can click on the save option. So it will come on the left side, and after that we can go to this step, click on the step, keep the cursor on your substitution rule, and then click on the step button, and we can just click on the cancel option, enter. So you can just see system will just open these steps. So we need to have here, we need to, under the step number 001, we can see here we need to first give the parameters, or I would say we need to give the prerequisite. After that we need to give the value we want to get replaced. So if it gets blank, if it will be entered by some user, so it will be overwritten. So let's go to the prerequisite, and what are the condition you want to have here. So let's go to the document header, because we'll have that company code and all that, because you want to get this substitution rule activated for which company code GL, so okay, for which document type. So you need to be specific about it. So here we can go for the find option. We'll find out Bucharest, that is the company code, and we'll have here and option. Bucharest is equal to 186. Click on the constant button. So here my company code is 2186. Then we can apply here, and my document type is, so document type we use a technical name as BLAT. Can again search for with the name document type only. It is wrong. Document type we can search with, again I'll have the find again option. It is BLAT only, so we can double click on it. So okay, here you can just see system has taken it BLAT. Now we can click on the equal to button, and my this document type should be SA. And if you want to apply for a particular GL, then you go to the back option, because the GL we have under the not BKPA, under the BSEC, and we can pick the GL with the name HCon. So my GL, this substitution rule will work. So this substitution, it is saying that and should be there or should be there. So let's have it and this substitution rule will work only for the GL. We will be mentioning here. Click on the is equal to button, and we will have the value as GL as 400, 400, 200. Enter. Now, which value you want to get populated automatically by the system? So you need to go to the substitution and you need to add that value. You can click on the insert button. You need to find out that field which you want the system to populate automatically. So here we have a list of fields. So if I just go down, we'll find out a field called branch code. But apart from the branch code, you can have these many fields. For example, cost center. You have the commitment item, cost element. You have the partner fund. So profit center. So there are so many fields we can select or we can choose, and we can get them populated. So here we can also have the text which we want to get populated. So let's go down. Branch code. We can also find out code. So this is the branch code, and this is the name of this field, and it will have how many digits. So it is system going to accept the 5 digits or 5 character only. So it will accept 13 character. It will accept 4 characters. So the middle one will select, and this is the field I want to get add. It is saying that you want to give any constant value. Yes, we want to give the constant value. You need to put that value over here. It is 2186, and then I will save it. Click on the save option. It is saying that the bill art incorrectly mentioned. We can go to the prerequisite and we can check what's wrong with the bill art. So here we have company code is a 2186. Bill art is SA. Okay, let's remove this bill art. Company code, and we have the GL. Go to the HCOM and we can double click on this. So here it is going to be is equal to, I think in the BLART we haven't used this equal to button. That is the reason that error was coming. So we can click on the constant value. It is going to be 400, 200. We can this time again check for the BLART. For that we need to go to the header area and we can go for the BLART. We can have here document type is equal to SAP, and now we can go and try to save it. So it got saved. Now here it is saying that the step you need to give the information. So here we have the branch code updation in the GL document. You can save it. Once again we can check the prerequisite. It is fine, and subscription, it is again fine. It is going to give you the value at 186 now. We can try to post a entry in this GL. Let's have here the data as today's date. It is 18th of July 2020. Company code ID is 2186. Currency is USD. And we have the GLS 400, 200. And then we can give the amount. Let's say here we have the amount as 18,000. Then we can give here the business areas to 186. And then we have the text as what? Wages paid, wages expense, the cash account 200, 100. Amount is star, text is plus, we can overview the document, click on the document overview, and now I'm going to save it. Click on the save option. We can go and check this document, So here, if you will, in the screen layout, in your this screen layout, because here the present screen layout doesn't have that particular field, but if you will incorporate that particular field, then the field would have been populated by the system. So how we can check out? We need to go to the layout, click on the change layout. In the change layout, we can add that particular field. We have that field with the name branch code. We can find out branch code, enter. Here we can select and then we can take it on the left side. So that system will just display that field on the screen. We can click on this below arrow button, show selected field, and then click on the enter button. Click on the enter. Okay, why it is not coming? Because it is yet this substitution rule is yet to be activated. That is the reason it is not coming. How we can activate this substitution rule to get this substitution rule activated? We need to run transaction code OBBA. So let's have here the transaction code OBBA, enter, and then we can click on the new entry button. We need to give the company ID as 2186. Call-up point is going to be line item because we have applied our this substitution rule at line item. You need to select your substitution rule. My substitution rule is 186, this one, and after that the activation level is going to be 1, and then we can save it. Click on the save option. Now once again we can try out. We can make a posting and we'll find out if that field would have been populated by system or not. So once again we'll have the entry in the same GL, the 200 GL. So let's have here that this time we have the amount as 19,000, business area 2186. Then we have this time wages expense again and to cash account. Amount is star, text is plus, and we can go to the document overview button. We can save it. Click on the save option. Once again, we can display this document and we can add that particular field in the with the help of this change layout button. We need to find out that a field called branch code. You see here, this time system has populated this branch code. So likewise, if we would have entered some different branch code, but finally when the system is going to post it, so post or I would say after the posting, if we would have checked, then system would have replaced that particular field with this branch code we have mentioned under the substitution rule. So this is how we can get the values populated for the blank fields or over. We can also overwrite the data we have entered in some of the fields with the help of this substitution rule. Okay, here, and its impact we will be able to find out after the posting.
Thanks for watching this video. You can like, comment, share, also email us for more details. Thank you.